Hi everyone, this is John Hilliard from JT Spending, coming to you right now with the part two of the wealth building, the two wealth building tools, HSA slash FSA, that most people don't understand. So we're covering today part two of what we actually do, me and my family actually do day to day. Year after year with our FSA and our HSA. So, first, before we jump into this, I would like to ask if you're watching this video, please think about subscribing to our YouTube channel so that we can grow and get more of this kind of information, practical information that people can use out to the public. And that's our goal because, me, myself, sorry guys, I'm trying to get the mics this way. But me myself growing up, I was these things weren't talked about, and if they were, I had no idea what they were talking about. So right now, I'll go over what we do, how we do it, and then you guys can decide which one you want to go with if you need one or the other. So please again hit that thumbs up, share the video with those who need it. If you need it, just leave us a comment in the comment section. If we don't cover as much as you need or the information or question you have, leave it in the comment section. I guarantee you, I promise you, I'll get back to you with the correct answer. So let's dive right in. So right now we're just looking through a benefit package with it's a common benefit package with employers. And what we'll be covering first is my least favorite, but it's okay because we still use it. It's called a flexible spending account. So what they don't tell you about this, I think they should stress enough. Like if you have a flexible spending account, it cannot be rolled over to the next year. That's that's my issue because you're telling me I'm putting my money, my hard-earned money on this in this account, and you're telling me if I don't hurry up and spend it, you're gonna take it. And they literally take it. They tell you it won't roll over. Use it or lose it. They said it, but that's not funny. They said it jokingly. They say it, but I think they're dead serious. They're going to take your money. You're going to put if you're single, $3,000 on this card, and you spend $100 off of it, and come December 1st, um, December 1st, they just take it. It goes back to the company. It goes a part of it goes. I don't know how much, but a part of it goes to the the people who issue you your FSA card, and a part goes back to the company. So they essentially take your money and divide it up. So I use the FSA in the following way. So we have an FSA. My wife has an FSA signed up through her employer, and what we do, we have the dependent care FSA. Dependent care is can be used to children under 13 and just dependents that rely on you. So we have a daughter that is going to daycare, and we on average it's about $11,000 a year, I think on the low end, and we know at least $5,000 of that is written off because we have the FSA. So we get a tax break. I get 2,500, she get 2,500. Together it's 5,000, and we know we'll spend more than that on childcare. So we just get a tax break from using the FSA, file it on our taxes, and we're good to go. The government gives us a huge tax break, and we still get the benefit of paying everything without having um, any issues. And again, this FSA, that's as far as I use it. But many other ways. They just opened up this year. Yeah, this year, 2023. And the date is October 30th, 2023. So they've opened up one for, so the healthcare flexible spending account, again, that's for, drug copays, co-insurance payments, over-the-counter drugs, stuff like that. But we only use the dependent care flexible spending account. And I'll explain more about why we only use that. And they have the flexible spending account that actually is a commuter FSA option. So that if you catch a bus, a subway, a taxi, you got to pay for parking. You can use an FSA account with, but you have to select the option commuter, and it'll actually give you a tax break uh, of like $280 a month. You can contribute to that. You may be working in a hospital, or you may be working, at a park or something, and you have to pay for parking. They'll give you a tax break. They'll allow you to write that off on your taxes, or use your FSA card for pre-tax money that you place on that card, so that you won't have to come out of your pocket to pay for buses, rail passes, any public transportation. So again, with the FSA, I don't play around with it. I don't. I would advise you not to, because the bottom line to me is they're going to take your money at the end of the year, and if you do not catch it before, like with a flexible spending account, it's December 1st. You would think it was January or December 31st. No, the flexible spending account, no matter when you set it up, whatever's left, December 1st, they're taking every single thing, and you'll get a letter in the mail saying thank you, we've removed X amount of dollars from your account due to non-use. But again, be careful with the flexible spending account. Now, let's get on to like my favorite. My favorite is the HSA. The HSA um, is by far just, I love it. I love it. It allows me and my family to get so much stuff done, and it allows us to not have our pockets hit so bad, with over the counter stuff, because they have an FSA um, healthcare flexible spending account, but it takes your money versus getting and having an HSA set up. Your money goes all year round, year after year. So, my point is the HSA is the best, in my opinion. And you can do your research. If you're working on your own, you can go to Health Equity. They don't sponsor anything for us, but they do, from what I can read on the website, they do offer great benefits if you're working on your own or self-employed. And if you're working through an employer, if they give you the HSA option, I would advise you to utilize it. The health savings account, it's only under the NHS, excuse me, under HSA. And what this does is pre-tax. So all the money that you're placing on this card every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whether you're working through an employer or you're working on your own, it's already pre-tax. So if you purchase anything that qualifies for an HSA purchase, as far as like co-pays, co-insurance payments, emergency room payments, I've used it when I've got hurt. Just use it at the emergency room. Use it at those little um, quick care clinics, whatever. You can use it anywhere that's dealing with any medical, and it's covered with money that you already have on there. Now, with the HSA, your money has to be there, same as the FSA, but your money has to be there on the HSA, and you have to make sure that you are purchasing things that are medically related, like medicine, over-the-counter drugs, and things like that. And for us, we have children, so we went and racked up on like $200 worth of cold and flu medicine um, for before it got cold, just so we would know we got everything we need. And the HSA covered everything. Went to Walgreens, bought it, grabbed some from Walmart, scanned it. As long as it's medical stuff, then you're good to go. It even covers like HSA even covers. My wife had told me it covers the baby monitors for the infants. So when our daughter was born, so stuff like that, the HSA covers, and this money is already pre-tax. They don't tax you on anything that you have to purchase that qualifies. So if you're contributing, just for example, if they're taking about $8 and I think $8.57 weekly from your payroll, annually you're looking at about $446, and then your your health HSA contributions, you elect to contribute $48.08 weekly. That comes out annually to about $2,500. And then just say your company gives you $500, so that's what $125 every quarter. So they're giving you $500. You don't have to pay any enrollment, anything like that. Zero annual physical, stuff like that. And at the end of the year, end of the year, you have $3,000. You have 4,600. Sorry, $446 from making your payroll deductions from your health savings account medical plan. So you have a medical plan that takes out for medical $8.57, and then you get an HSA card where you place every week you put on there from your paycheck $48.08. And then again, all of this rounds up to annual amount. So it's $446 for the health plan for the year. The contribution you made were 2,500 plus the company gave you 500. So at the end of the year, um, if you hadn't used your card at all, you would have $3,000 sitting there, and that's every year, year after year, $3,000. If you now obviously if you increase your contribution, if you're single, which I'm not, but if you're single, you can do 3,850 this year. And if you have a family like me and you're married, you can contribute $7,750 a year. And again, if you want to, you can do a lump sum one-time payment of $7,750 from your bank account straight to your HSA account. And that $7,750 will be considered a tax write-off. The government tells you it'll be a tax write-off because it's paid into your HSA account. So you'll get a letter in the mail around tax season allowing you to file this 7,750 dollars on your taxes. How to write that off. And again, I love the HSA so much because it continues to recycle every year. And then when you're out, let's say if you get on the average, like the last one we had with the last company, before we got this new one, they let you invest. When you get to $2,000 in your HSA, anything after 2,000, you can start investing in growth stock mutual funds or investing in different aspects while your money is sitting there. So when you're not using it, that it's continuing to grow year after year. So I hadn't got into that part, but I did. I get the notifications and I read a lot about what they're saying. I'm doing it the way that it greatly benefits my family. So I don't want to give out any advice or information that I don't do myself. So these little things have been helping us. These two, FSA helps us on that end with our daycare, and the HSA has been helping us with our two children and our family in general, just with medical stuff. So again, if you leave an employer, you can always contribute money from your bank account to your HSA. Now you cannot go over the allotted amount because it'll when you're trying to type it in, it'll show you $7,750 for this year. If you have a family, again, if you're single, 3,850. They won't let you go over that. So um, this HSA um, is, it's just a game changer for guys like me who have a family, even if you're single, but you're trying to build something to where you get to save more on your taxes, and you get a huge, huge benefit of, taking care of some of your medical bills, um, without having to have issues arising to the point where, oh, we don't have enough money. Well, you've been putting the money away on this HSA. Just use that. So again, guys, I just wanted to bring some information to you, just to let you know how important this stuff was, how important this tool is to building your net worth, building your personal finances, and if you're working for any employer, they offer they offer some kind of HSA, FSA. If they do not offer an HSA, look into or talk to your HR department about the FSA and see which options do they have, because a lot of them may not have the commuter option, but it is on there. But if you get the FSA, please focus on what you're doing. Be intentional. They are going to take your money. That should be big bold black letters sorry, saying flexible spending accounts fund cannot be rolled over to the next year. Use it or lose it. I mean, it's in pretty fine bold print. They're going to take it. So if you don't have the HSA option, I suggest you look outside of your employer, because again, it's a great tool to have. If you have to get the FSA, or you want to, and you have children, look into the dependent care flexible spending account. That's pretty beneficial. It max out about $5,000 a year. If you're married, it's $2,500 for your wife, $2,500 for you. Of course, total 5,000. But but it helps. Now this new healthcare flexible spending account, this healthcare FSA, it might be labeled HCFSA. Mm-mm, mm-mm, they play too much. It does the same thing as the HSA. The only difference, they take your money if you forget. So again, be intentional about your money, about your finances, so that you can get these tax break and benefits while you're on your financial journey. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about the FSA versus the HSA, my favorite is the HSA. And if you want to know more, just leave a comment in the comment section down below. And please, if you have a question to ask, someone else does. So if you ask that question in the comment section, somebody will, a lot more people will benefit from it than you think. So guys, thank you so much. Um, Stay prayed up. Please focus on your personal finances, because God wants us to live a life of abundance. He do not want us to suffer and toil every single day of our lives just to kind of make a meager existence, because you cannot worship him and you're worried about what you're going to eat tomorrow or what you're going to eat next week. So, guys, thank you so much. Again, thank you for sharing. Au revoir. A bientôt. Have a blessed day.